Good afternoon, sports fans, and welcome to the Colorado Jugger League Mile High Open 2021. I'm your host, Sebastian Seabass Wolf, and I cannot wait to get the action going today. This is day 2, elimination bracket play, with 2 100 stone halves, double elimination, and bracket was determined by day 1. Taking another rundown at our teams, we have the Phoenix Lights, Reapers, Oklahomies, Desert Wolves, Ursa Majoris, Dranger, Spartans, and Rigger Tortoise, all facing off for the coveted title of Mile High Open North America champion. So far, we have seen the Phoenix Lights take the first match and end themselves up in the quarterfinals, and we'll be seeing who their opponent is here coming up with the Spartans versus Reapers. This is an old school rivalry grudge match, and we are super excited to get to see it play out here today. We've also got the Desert Wolves versus Oklahomies, Ursa Majoris versus Rigger Tortoise, and Dranger down in the elimination bracket, all coming up later for you guys to see. But before we get into one of the most exciting matches of the year, we're going to take a moment to go over the rules and regulations of Jugger. This should be a nice recap for those of you who have played and a nice introduction for those of you who have never seen Jugger before. Jugger is a competitive sport played between 2 teams. 4 enforcers armed with Pomfin and able to defend themselves, and 1 quick who has nothing and is the only player able to grab the ball in the center, known as the skull. After a countdown, the players enter the field and face off against each other in the center. The enforcers spar with their Pomfin, while the quick fights for control of the skull. If a player is struck by a Pomfin, they drop for a set amount of time, temporarily taken out of the action. Using a variety of Pomfin, from the spear-like slash or short and shield to the intimidating chain, an 8-foot ball on a rope, enforcers must work as a team to deal with their opponents while creating an opening for their quick to grab the skull. Once the quick sees an opening, they rush for the skull and then for the goal, placing the skull inside it and scoring a point for their team. With all of that out of the way, let's get into our first game of the day. Reapers versus Spartans. This is an exciting matchup. Reapers and Spartans, both of the original Colorado Jugger League teams, they are here facing it off in an ancient grudge match. They have both been extremely competitive in Mile High Opens past, and I am sure today will be no exception. They've both brought incredible squads to the tournament, and both have performed decently well over the course of prelims. As we get into the game today, we'll see which one of them can take victory over the other. As we get into our first play here, Spartans on the right-hand side, Reapers on the left. You'll probably hear both of their ready calls being called out in the background. Both of them getting ready to jump out for their first play. We'll hear the countdown in just a moment, and we'll see both sides running in. Reapers right here, moving up towards the center line. Spartans on your right-hand side. Spartans will get the flick first. Going to hand it over to Avocado, but Cerberus with a beautiful flank will take 1 down, 2 down, 3 down. Easy triple off the front-hand side with a jumping quad. Cerberus absolutely dominating the field there on play number 1. Skull possession going to go right back over to the Reapers, but the Spartans are not done yet as they jump into defensive position. Only the quick available as enforcers come in hot, taking down Cerberus. I stand corrected. Excellent roll on his end. Will take down yet another. That's a triple immediately again by Cerberus, and this time around the Reapers are in position. Chain will take another one down on the side, and it looks like number 7 is going to go ahead and guide him in for the Reapers. That was a quad followed by a triple to open up the game. Reapers will start 1-0 up on the Spartans. Spartans had excellent center play there, but it did not matter when Cerberus came rushing in, absolutely ready to rumble. Here we go, play number 2. This time we're going to be following the Reapers on the left-hand side. We'll see what their lineup is here in just a moment. Spartans on the far end. Now, Spartans, historically, over the course of several Mile High Opens, have managed to take the win, but Reapers' squads have gotten better and better every single year. We can see this time around, center line once again doing some work for the Reapers, but it doesn't matter. Chain up the only line of defense. 3 enforcers up on the side of the Spartans, and they're going to walk it in, and there we go. Like I said, this is going to be one heck of a game, and it's starting out that way with 1-1 tying it up here in play number 2. Absolutely incredible play there by the Spartans. Their slashes ran straight through the line, did exactly what they needed to do. Now, as a reminder, if you guys have been watching our prelim round robin matches, those were all set play. This time around is time play. That beat that you hear in the background is a stone counter, and there is a limited amount of stones per half, 100 stones per half in particular. This time around, good work there by the Reapers, coming in with the flank. I think that might be close to a quad, and there it is, yet another quad by the Reapers, I do believe. Excellent work on their end. Chain gets back up, wonderful play. Skull neutralized in the center around down fighters, moving in, barely getting pins in time. Thought they were going to go ahead and let Alvarado get up there. They do not. Reapers in possession as Chain running down the field, going to do their best and will not be able to make it. Jay a little slow on the field there, and it looks like Reapers will be up 2-1. Great extended plays on both sides. It's really important to see that adaptation along the field from both teams, as opposed to any team going down and immediately letting the other team score on them. Reapers up 2-1 in a very, very intense nail-biter of a match so far. We'll see the ready calls going out in just a second. See once again what the lineups have been faring. Reapers using a lot of different chain players this time around. Spartans right now relying on their biggest chain. Jay there on the side. Goliath is the nickname. And once again, unfortunately, Goliath goes down to an early chain break, and I think the Spartans have totally collapsed. They have indeed. Reapers gonna run that one in. 3-1. Nice and easy on their end. I am honestly very surprised to see that one happen. One of the greatest chains in the country goes down instantaneously to an easy chain break, and Reapers find themselves with a very commanding lead early on. 3-1 is the score. Several stones have elapsed, but I think we still have a little bit of time left in the first half here, enough for either team to score a couple more points on the board. We'll see if Spartans can hold out a little bit better. They've definitely been collapsing the last couple of plays right after I gave them good compliments for their excellent defensive maneuvering. And here we go. We can see this time around Reapers moving out. Flick going to go towards the Spartans, but they're going to be unable to chain break. Unable to chain break twice as all the Spartans go down. It looks like only their quick avocado is up, and as everyone else on the Reapers moves in, a good attempted chain jump, but it's not going to be enough as Alvarado tries to move in, is not going to be able to do it. 4-1 on the side of the Reapers, and the Reapers are making it a bit of a blowout this season. The Reapers have been working incredibly hard, building their squad, their roster, to really make a competitive shot at the Mile High Open, and they are really showing up today. 4-1, now a very, very commanding lead in the first half. It's going to be very difficult for the Spartans to come back. They're going to need some fast points if they want to make up the clock and do anything to get back into this game. Ready call immediately moves back out. We can see once again chain jump trying to go in. Successful chain break that time around. On the other side, Cerberus tries to get the leap but doesn't do so. Once again going to get knocked down by the chain. And this time around we see a wipe on the side of the Spartans. They're going to move in, get their pins, and walk it in. That is exactly what the Spartans need if they want to come back into this game. 2-4 is the score. Excellent work by the Spartans. Good, valiant attempt there by the Reapers, but unfortunately they lost their 1v1s on every single side of the field. That time, easy walk-in for the Spartans. Taking a look this time at center field, you can hear the Spartan signature call out there in the background. 4-2 now the score, following the Reapers in, once again bringing their chain outside right. See a good center duel doubling there in the middle. Chain breaks going in on both sides. Looks like Avocado on the other side trying to get the... Looks like we got a bit of a stoppage there, and I do believe that is halftime, folks. That'll be it. 4-2 in the first half. Reapers with a commanding 2-point lead heading into half number 2. As we move into the second half, reminder, teams are going to switch sides. You'll now see the Spartans coming in from the left, Reapers coming in from the right. Score remains the same. No set plays. We are going all the way through an extra 100 stones here in the second half. We'll see the ready calls coming out in just a moment, and there it is. We can see Alvarado, one of the greatest chains nationwide, in fact worldwide, going off against Cerberus, who has managed to get a very fantastic quad early on in the tournament. Avocado trying to run in as the quick, not going to happen, getting it collapsed in by an absolute flood of Reapers as they begin to knock everyone down and starts to get their pins across the field. Chain pinned up. Ooh, excellent attempt there by the quick on the Spartans, but not enough to grab the skull. They've got one enforcer there, unable to dodge the chain. Chain moving in with some heavy swings, does not get the friendly fire there, and just like that, Reapers put it away. 5-2 now the score. Really, really good adaptation from the Reapers on that play. They immediately noticed Spartans quick moving in for that sneak play down center. They collapsed hard and did exactly what they needed to do to stop that play from happening. 5-2, now the score. Spartans over here on the left-hand side, Reapers on your right. We're going to be watching the Reapers run in from their position this time around. They are in a very, very good position here with very little stones remaining. Little bit slower action. Good chain break. Chain jump again on the side of Cerberus. Double chain break, but it's not going to matter if they're quick cannot get it. Oh, and there it is. Absolutely fantastic work right there by Chuk. Manages to pick up the skull, sneak straight down the line, and put it up 5-3 for the Spartans. That play only lasted a few stones, and the Spartans are going to need that to catch up. 5-3, now the score. Really, really great sneak play. You can see that maneuverability of quicks can make all the difference in the world. Even though you got 4 guys with giant padded sticks staring you down, does not matter if you can manage to find that gap, maneuver around, and get yourself to the goal. And here we go. Ready call coming out. You can see Goliath there on the right-hand side. Going to try and get the chain shot. Looks like we'll get a double on that side. Sword and board fighting down the center. Forced to ice the skull away from Reaper's possession. Skull is now neutralized on the far field. Spartans in possession as their quick Avocado is going to move up the field. Trying to outmaneuver on his way, dodging around 2 Reapers Enforcers on the side. I don't think it's going to be enough, and they will knock him down. Skull possession is going to go over to the Reapers this time as they maneuver to try and get pins on each side of the field. They're going to ditch the quick, move up in force. That is a serious wall of Reapers on the outside. Everyone going down, cleared, but believe it or not, Reapers are going to be forced to ice the Skull. Even though they won the Enforcer battle, they totally left their quick out to dry. Excellent chain dodge there, chain break once again, and this time the Spartans are in possession. They are moving up the field, but this has been a long play as once again Avocado goes down. They are burning stones that they need to try and tie this thing up. They've got to score fast if they want any position to win. Reapers in their best position, running out the clock as best as they can right now. Excellent chain. That'll knock the Spartans quick down for another 8 stones. He is going to be pinned in position. We can hear everyone shouting out across the field, trying to get their positions, their pins, everything they can to try and end this play as fast as possible. Reapers doing a good job of extending out the fights as long as they can, burning the clock down. 5-3 is the score as we continue to burn stones on this final play. Rushing in, trying to get as many duels as they can, and there we go. Oh, too bad. Avocado going to try and make the skull play, but can't make it work. A little bit of bumping in there by the Spartans, not enough coordination as they ice the skull down the field. Reapers continuing to win their 1v1 duels in what's got to be one of the longest plays in the entire tournament thus far. They're going to move on up. Spartans trying to get back into position, trying to get skull possession, get it in as best as they can. And here we go. Avocado rushing in, but the Reapers are once again there to defend. Excellent chain break by Jedi Killer, and they move up. They're going to stop them once again, putting an end to the quick run. And there it is. A gigantically long play by the Reapers and Spartans, but the Reapers burn out the clock and they get themselves the victory. We see time and time again, excellent play on the side of the Reapers. Watch as they move up in formation, always doing what they need to do, fighting for the play. Beautiful play overall by Cerberus, earning themselves a quad and a triple with some excellent jump strikes over the course of that first play. The Reapers played like they needed this win, and boy did it show. They put a grudge match to the test and came out on top today. Excellent work on the side of the Reapers. We can see a little bit later in the match here, once again, really great chain play on the right-hand side. Really fantastic collapses. Doesn't matter if you're going for the chain break, if you cannot get over and past the heavy chain as they guide in the skull, scoring themselves point after point. Every chance that the Spartans had to come back into this game and get themselves a point, the Reapers were there on defense, getting the skull, getting positioning exactly where they needed. Look at that chain break by Jedi Killer right there. Set it up perfectly for their team to rush in. Beautiful skull steal right there by the Reapers as they guide themselves in. I mean, look at that fantastic play. Chain whipping around like a madman, scoring themselves point after point after point. And with that being said, the Reapers will move themselves on in the winner's bracket, and they will take on the number 1 seed, Phoenix Lights, for the quarterfinals. That is our first quarterfinals match determined. The Spartans will move down to face the Drenger in our first elimination bracket match a little bit later on, but our next game will be the Desert Wolves versus the Oklahomies as they fight to see if they can secure the next spot in the quarterfinals. This is the kind of action that we love to see here at the Colorado Jugger League. One of the most fantastic matches of the Mile High Open thus far. And if you like what you see, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave a comment. Let us know what you think about this game. Huge thank you to every single person at the Colorado Jugger League that made this possible. Jake, Kalik, Miguel, everyone on the board of directors, Keisha, everyone who has done their part in making this what it is today. Thank you all very much. Once again, I am Sebastian Seabass Wolf, and I will see you all next time at the Mile High Open 2021.